When I was 18, I could have got murdered and nobody would have known where I was. Back then when I was 18, I was so desperate for a boyfriend. It's honestly embarrassing. It definitely led me to make some very stupid decisions. And one of those stupid decisions was to go meet a guy that I just met the day before. I met this guy online. He was white. He was tall, blonde hair, blue eyes, had some lips to him too. Like, he wasn't ugly. We were like, oh, let's date, let's be together, like we just met, but let's do that because I like you. I've talked to you for all of 5 minutes and I like you. And we're like, let's hang out tomorrow. I think that would be a really fun idea. At the time, I lived at the border of South Carolina and he lived in Georgia, so it wasn't really a far drive for me. And mind you, nobody knew I was going down there. I didn't tell anyone. I think I might have told one of my friends. It's about 45 minutes away. Let me set the scene. It's like nowhere, the middle of absolute nowhere. There's trees everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Like, I'm about to go into like a horror movie right now because there was like barely people around. Like, the neighbors were probably so far away from each other. Like, it was definitely a bad decision. He tells me that he's house sitting for his friend. So when I get there, it's a mobile home and I'm like, okay, well, this is something. And it's like in the middle of the woods. Like, I'm telling you, I had to drive down like a little path down with some trees and I got there. And honestly, hanging out with him wasn't that bad. Like, we hung out the whole day. It was pretty chill. It was actually crazy because I was 18 at the time and he was 17. He smoked cigarettes, which, ew, disgusting. But at the time, I didn't really care. And he asked me, like, can we go to the store thing and buy me some cigarettes? And I'm like, I guess. We get back. We hang out all day. It was fine. Like, I had a great time. After he's smoking his cigarette, which was, like, why? He goes to the restroom to, like, brush his teeth. And so now, like, I'm kissing this guy and his breath tastes like minty cigarettes. Ew. It was disgusting. All the questions of, like, why am I making these horrible decisions come to my mind, but I'm like, whatever, he's cute, I'm 18 and stupid. So then this guy asks me to have sex with him and I'm like, no, I'm good. And then he leaned in, like, trying to be seductive. Like, it's so funny now thinking back, but he was just like, you have to show me how much you love me. Excuse me, sir, I don't though. I quite literally met you yesterday. I don't love you. I think it's quite literally time for me to go. And he's just not even looking at me. That's why I was getting kind of freaked out because I was like, oh my God, like, he could literally overpower me. This dude was like over 6 foot, very tall, stocky. He wasn't like just like a little skinny, tall, skinny mini. No, this man was quite stocky. All right, this man could overpower me quite easily. It was definitely time to go home. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I proceeded to go outside because he just wasn't even responding to me anymore. So I was like, this is gonna turn into a really bad situation for me. And I'm in the middle of nowhere and nobody knows where I am and they're not gonna be able to find my body. I walk out to my car and let me tell you guys, like, I got my driver's license when I was 17 years old. So, like, I was pretty new to driving still. Like, I'd only been driving a few months. And there was a bunch of trees. And the way I had parked, like, there were trees behind me. And I was just a girl, you know? I was just a girl. There was no way that I was going to be able to, like, back out, right? I had to actually go back in and ask this guy to, like, help me back out. Like, it was so horrible. I was like, I do not want to go back in here. But, like, I'm literally so scared because if I wreck my car and then, like, I'm really stuck, let me just go ask this guy to, like, back out for me. And he actually did it. Like, I was like, can you please back my car out? And he walks outside, still not talking to me, hasn't said a word, still looking angry and red. I hand him my keys. He actually gets in my car and backs it out for me enough for me to, like, to be able to leave. Then I'm like, thanks. And he actually hugged me, which I was super surprised about. Like, I did not think this man was gonna speak to me ever again. And he, like, hugged me. So I was like, okay, maybe, like, I won't die today. He said bye. And I was like, alrighty then. I'm never doing this again because this was actually crazy. But the moral of the story is, do not be desperate for men because you can literally get murdered. But I'm here today. I made it. I have so many horrible dating stories from the end of high school and into college. So if y'all want more story time, just let me know in the comments below because I can tell you so many stories. So bad. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.